Hello and welcome back to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name is Caleb.
And I'm Caitlyn.
And in this week's episode, we talk about increased AP discounts over in Disney World.
And what our perfect day at Magic Kingdom looks like.
Let's dive in. We are so excited to be jumping into episode 46. It's been a fun, eventful week. It's been a lot of planning because it's all for good things. It's just a lot. But we're getting ready to go on our Alaskan cruise with Disney.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we leave in about a week as of this recording, and it's a lot of prep now to go on a cruise because of testing and you know, you have to go into Canada to leave, so they have some requirements of going into the country, so it's just a lot to navigate.
Right, and we've never been to Alaska in general, so kind of prepping and planning for that, like it's going to be really cold when we're there.
Yeah.
And it's a longer cruise, so this is our first long cruise. It's going to be 7 nights, I
Yeah,
believe.
the most we've done is 4.
Yeah, so it's all new, but it's great magical new.
Yeah.
I guess you could say. So.
Yeah, it's just a lot to handle. But yeah, we're going from like 90 to 100 degrees to like the high is like 62 or something like that.
I'm excited. It's going to be great.
It's
So
gonna be
more
fun.
on that soon.
Yes. But before we do that, we have another review to read off, which was such a welcome surprise this morning. But Katie over at Family Travel Folio, which if you're not following her over on Instagram, do that.
Yeah, her and her family are always going on adventures. Super fun Instagram page.
Yeah, so fun to follow along with. But she left a nice 5-star review for us. Listening to Market House podcast is like talking Disney with friends. Their favorite snack episode made me want to go back to the park so badly. They mix entertainment with information and add their own twist to Disney tips. Definitely add to your list of Disney resources.
So sweet.
So nice. Thank you so much, Katie. We appreciate the kind words. And if you want to hear what you write, I don't know how to say that, your nice words to us, leave a review over on Apple Podcast and or Spotify. That would be so appreciated. But again, thank you so much to all the people that have left one. Very nice.
We love it. It just makes our day. Every time it pops up, we're like, oh my gosh. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much. All right, let's dive into that news. All right, for our first news story, we've got the Silhouette Studio reopening in Disneyland. So if you don't know what this is that weird...
It is not weird.
It kind of creeps me out a little bit. This may be an unpopular opinion.
Why it creeps you out.
They're a little odd.
No.
They are.
What?
You've had it done, so tell me what the process is.
Okay, so basically you go in. I got this done when I was little. So going into it, you sit down. They talk to you. The cast members are super sweet. You basically sit in front of them and they cut out a silhouette on this paper in literally like 5 seconds.
No, it's impressive. What they do is very cool.
It's crazy.
But it's just, I don't see myself ever hanging that up anywhere in my home.
Right. And by Caleb saying that it's weird, he's not meaning the process. He just means the end result. He doesn't like the silhouette pictures.
It's just an black image of like this vague
I think
face.
it reminds him of like Haunted Mansion or
It does.
something.
It's kind of a scary thing. So if you like this thing, no judgment. Caitlyn likes it. So maybe we'll get it done.
I think it's cool, especially when you have like special occasions or like little ones do that.
Sure. I can see a little guys.
So
and
it's
girls.
cool. I love it.
Okay, so this is returning Friday, August 26th. So yesterday, actually, just opened back up, again, as of this recording. And so if you want to get that silhouette cut out, you can do it now.
All right, next up we have some news over at Disney World. All AP holders in Disney World get a ginormous merchandise discount. I'm talking going from 20% to 30% off starting this fall. I am so...
Right?
I'm like not okay with
Where's
this.
the love, Disneyland?
Why aren't we getting that?
No, I don't
Can
know.
you imagine getting 30% off
30%
a
off
Spirit
merch.
jersey?
Yeah.
Or new Halloween merch or whatever it is. That is just
huge.
ginormous.
Yeah, so it starts September 14th and goes through October 14th. So you have a month of 30% off. So if you're looking to get any kind of Halloween merch, whatever, that's the time to do it if you're over in Disney World.
I'm sad.
I know.
And I get it because, again, we don't get everything that Disney World does, but I wish we had that over here.
Seriously, we have 10% on our pass.
That's great.
The biggest discount you get on merch over here, the top tier pass is 15.
Yeah.
Wham, wham.
Womp womp.
Our final news story takes place on the Disney Cruise Line, and looks like the traditional meet and greets are returning. So if you haven't, kept up with Disney Cruise Line happenings, they've been doing the socially distanced meet and greets / pictures with characters up until this point. So even after the parks post-pandemic opened back up and you can go hug Mickey Mouse and Minnie and all that good stuff, the cruise line maintained that socially distanced experience, which is, it makes sense to me a little bit, only because the cruise is such a confined experience versus the parks where there's a lot of open air and less likely to get sick. But looks like the cruise line's laxing or getting a little lax on that stuff now.
Yeah. So again, coming back on August 29th, we're getting really excited for this, actually, because with our cruise, we'll be able to take pictures with characters, which is very
Caitlyn,
exciting.
You're looking forward to that picture with Mickey and Minnie up on the deck on the Alaskan cruise, right?
Yes. So for those who have seen any pictures of the Alaskan cruises with Disney, there's one famous picture that everyone has on the top deck. It's usually on the Glacier Day, and Mickey and Minnie are like in their Alaskan attire. And it's just a really pretty picture with a beautiful backdrop. So the fact that we're able to take pictures with the characters now, I'm super excited.
Yeah, looks fun. So looking forward to traditional meet and greets coming back on August 29th on the Disney Cruise Line. All right. That music indicates something fun coming up.
Disney trivia.
All right. That was good.
Sorry.
Thank you for that beautiful line. We've got trivia coming up. And Caitlyn, I believe I won last week.
Yes, you did.
So I got 2 for 2. Caitlyn was 1 for 2.
It's a bummer.
Let's see if I can continue this winning streak and take it on to number 2. Let's get into it.
All right, Caleb, are you ready for your first question?
I think I am.
All right, question number 1. What is the name of Wendy's dog in Peter Pan?
Wendy's dog in Peter Pan. Okay, I can totally see the dog. Is it Mother? No. It's not Mother. I thought they called it Mother. No? Okay, I'm way off.
I'm sorry.
Okay, one more guess. Give me one more guess. It's
Okay.
not Mother?
No.
Okay, it sounds like a British thing. Is it start with an M? Am I even close?
Very close. It's not an M.
It's not
I'll give you a hint. It's just an N.
Nana.
Yes.
Okay, come on.
Na-
Don't act like it's like way off.
Okay,
I
Nana
got the wrong
and Mother.
maternal figure.
Mother.
Mother.
All right, that was just worth the laugh. I loved it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I won't take credit though. That I was wrong. So
By the way, Nana is the cutest dog in Peter Pan.
I know
I love it.
she takes a lot
Yeah, she does.
for the family.
Okay, question number 2. What was the first Pixar movie?
The first Pixar movie, Toy Story.
Perfect.
Like here's
Do you know what year it was released? This is just a bonus.
okay. I'm gonna go. It was late 90s. Let's go 98.
Close. Toy Story was released in 1995 on November 22nd.
Okay, that's a lot earlier than I thought. I was what?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
1995.
Okay, wow, that's a lot older than I thought.
For some reason, I didn't think Toy Story was the first Pixar movie.
I knew that. And
don't
then
know why.
Bug's Life is 2. Toy Story 2 is 3.
See, I always think it's Bug's Life.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
why.
love that movie.
But-
Underrated.
Yep.
Okay, Caitlyn, are you ready for what's coming?
I
don't think you are.
I hope.
Okay, so I went 1 for 2. Let's see if you can beat that this week. Caitlyn, your first question is, what did Walt name the model train he built in his backyard? This is like kind of what we just went to the Walt Disney World, not Walt Disney World, the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You should totally know this. The model train he built in his backyard. What's the name?
Was it the Lily Bell?
No, that's one of the
The cars.
It's one of the cars.
Oh my gosh.
But it's named after someone else, I think.
I honestly don't know this one.
You don't know?
No.
Okay, this is, and let me confirm something really quick. It is the Carrollwood Pacific Railroad,
Okay.
and I believe it's named after. Let me see here. Never mind. I'm just going to go ahead and just forget what I said. I don't know who it's named after, but it's the Carrollwood Pacific Railroad.
Okay. That
Okay.
was a hard one.
That's a tough one. I just wanted to see if you could remember what you learned
Yeah, I remember the train and the sign and everything, but I just
not
don't
the name.
remember the name.
That's okay.
Good one.
Second question. Which of these attractions has been in operation since Magic Kingdom's first day? Space Mountain, It's a Small World, Big Thunder Mountain, or Pirates of the Caribbean? Opening day attraction for Disney World.
Ooh, I'm going to say It's a Small World.
You are correct.
Yes.
Good job. We
Perfect.
tied. We tied this week. No one likes a tie.
I'm very curious, listeners out there, did you guys get Caleb's railroad question correct? Let me know.
Yeah.
Because that was a really hard one. That was a good one.
And did you also guess mother for the name of the Peter Pan dog? All right, that's trivia for this week. Let us know what ones you got right or wrong. And mother's a good name for a dog. All right, and that brings us to this week's main segment. And we're going over to the East Coast, Magic Kingdom, and doing our perfect day at Magic Kingdom. So we've done this before with Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure, but now it's time to go over there and look what our perfect day looks like over on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm excited. We love Disney World. We miss it.
We do.
A lot.
So we've only been a few times as a couple. That's a weird way of saying it. We've gone 3 times post getting married. I went once as a toddler a few times. Caitlyn went once when she was little. So we're fairly new to the whole Walt Disney World experience. So if we say stuff and you East Coast regulars are like, wow, these people are total newbies at this, excuse our noobness.
Okay.
All right. Caitlyn, why don't you start and tell us what your perfect day at Magic Kingdom looks like?
Okay, great. So first up, we are going to be staying at a hotel that we have not stayed in before.
Okay.
Drum roll, please.
Which one?
That is the Contemporary Resort.
Okay.
We have always wanted to stay here, but it's just something where we haven't been to yet. But every time we go to Magic Kingdom, I see it in the distance, and I'm like, that is such a great hotel. The convenience and just overall the look, I'm just super excited. So we are going to be staying at the Contemporary with a balcony room.
Whoa.
Overlooking, of course, Magic Kingdom. And, you know, again, when you think of this hotel, it's quite expensive. So it's also added to one of the reasons we have not stayed here.
Yeah.
But again, perfect day. Here we are.
Yeah. And to clarify, perfect day means like we're kind of going all out, right?
Yeah,
like
this is like the
money
dream
doesn't
day.
really matter.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Dream
I just
day.
want to make sure we have that sense.
Yeah. So balcony room. And again, just a little quick note about this hotel. I love that the monorail goes through it. I know that's weird, but that's just so neat to me.
It's very cool.
Yeah. So we're going to be staying there. And when we wake up, we're going to open up the shades and see Magic Kingdom. We're excited. We're pumped. But now it's time for breakfast. So we are going to go down to Magic Kingdom and go to the Crystal Palace.
Ooh.
Which for those who don't know, the Crystal Palace is the same as the Plaza Inn over at Disneyland. But they have a little twist over on the East Coast. They have Winnie the Pooh and friends.
Really?
That are character dining at this location, which makes me so happy because we
cool.
don't get that. We get Minnie Mouse and the rest of the characters.
Sounds like a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. But when I was researching breakfast ideas, I'm like, oh my gosh, Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh, for those who don't know. So for breakfast, I think eggs, Mickey waffles, bacon, fruit, having Winnie the Pooh come up to the table, Eeyore. It just sounds magical.
Cool.
Next up, we need some coffee. So we're going to go down to Main Street and obviously go to the Starbucks and get our
What else would you get?
our traditional.
Okay, hold on. Some people would disagree because I think the Disney World folks really love their Joffreys.
So
what are your thoughts?
We had a little taste of Joffrey's, I believe, at the cart in DCA. Is that what that was?
I think it was Joffrey's. That was rough.
It was the worst coffee I've ever had in my entire life.
Caitlyn was not happy.
For those who are like, how dare you about Joffrey's, I don't think this was a normal Joffrey's cup of coffee.
It wasn't a normal
It was
experience.
nasty.
We got to give some context too. Really quick. Sorry, I'm derailing your
No, it's
perfect
okay.
day. But we flew in at a god-awful hour in the morning. And this was the only time we've ever tried a one-night stay at Disneyland.
Right.
And so we flew in super early. Our goal was to go, okay, we're going to go all day at Disneyland and DCA, spend one night, go a 3/4 day, and then fly home really late the following day. It's a stupid decision. So we flew in really early. I'm not a morning person. Caitlyn, you do way better than I do. So you were fine, but right when we got into Disneyland, I looked at you and I said, I need coffee like now.
And this was during COVID. So
Not during COVID. This is the thing, though. It wasn't during COVID. It was well after that.
Yeah, but
it's just,
Disney
it was
was
during,
still having short staff.
COVID staffing issues. So
right.
it wasn't during the pandemic. It was, things were open back up. It's just staffing was not to 100%. So Starbucks was closed.
The Fiddler Fife
from Practical Cafe.
Of course.
Was closed. And so we said, okay, let's go to this cart. It was gross. I powered through half of it. You took like 4 sips and threw it away.
I couldn't do it.
It was the best $12 I've spent.
So you know what? That just means we need to go to Disney World and we need to try it over
there.
there.
We need to try a true Joffrey's cup of coffee. So sorry, Caitlyn, continue with your perfect day.
Okay, so after our delicious breakfast with Winnie the Pooh, of course, it's time for some rides. Okay?
Okay.
I have to mention Disney World has some ride variations at Magic Kingdom that I prefer over the ones we have at Disneyland.
What are those?
First up, we're going over to Haunted Mansion. Disney World's Haunted Mansion takes the cake.
Whoa.
I'm in love with it. It's scary. The staircase setting that you go through with like the footprints.
Yeah, that's a cool scene.
It's amazing. I love the outlook, the overlay of it outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different vibe. I think ours is more like, haha, that's funny, spooky. Theirs is like literally scary to me, which I love. So we're going to go ahead and go on that. And then next up, we are going to go over to the People Mover, which I have never been on.
Ah, that's a good choice.
And again, some people are like, what? The People Mover?
Yeah.
I've never been on it. It was down the last time we went because it was under refurb or something.
Yeah.
So we've never been on.
7 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So I really want to go on that. I always see videos on Instagram of people riding it and like seeing the castle lit up. It just looks magical.
There's a rumor it's coming to Disneyland or coming back.
I don't know. I still want to ride it at Disney
I
World.
don't believe it, but okay, cool.
I don't either. Next up, one of my favorite rides at Magic Kingdom is Jungle Cruise. So I would like to go ride that.
Okay.
And specifically the cave that you go through that Disneyland in California does not have. I love that cave.
Yeah.
It's so neat.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of the whole entire day. After our Jungle Cruise navigation tour, we are going over to Skipper's Canteen.
There we go for some lunch.
I love Skipper's Canteen. It is absolutely delicious. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I love that place.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So Caleb actually took me here as a surprise our last trip to Disney World, and we had the best time ever. It was so good. I loved the ambiance. I loved the music. We went inside, and I have a couple of menu items that we actually got specifically so people can hear it. But I'm going to order the Taste Like Chicken because it is. It's crispy fried chicken with sweet chili glaze, stir-fried veggies, and jasmine rice. Now, one thing that we love about this is they can make it gluten-free for Caleb. For those who don't know, he has celiac disease, so he can't have wheat. The fried chicken is gluten-free, which is amazing.
So I can rarely get any kind of fried good because it's covered in batter, which is flour. Mm-hmm. And so when they made this available, or when I saw that it was available, I booked it, and I'm not... People are like, wow, selfish of you to book that just because I had gluten-free chicken.
No, I love chicken.
But no, I did hint some menu items. I didn't tell her where it was, but I said, hey, would you like this kind of thing? And she's like, that sounds good. And so I booked it for a little surprise lunch.
Yeah.
And we both loved it.
You're the best at surprises. The chicken was absolutely amazing. It was so good. And
Very
again,
good.
one little minor mention I wanted to talk about, the story throughout the restaurant that goes into the Jungle Cruise ride is amazing.
The connection, they have way more like lore over there to set why the Jungle Cruise exists and why this restaurant exists and like the owner and the daughter. It's a really cool just story told in that section of Adventureland. So yeah.
I loved it. And then with our Taste Like Chicken meal, we are going to be ordering a special non-alcoholic beverage called Punchline Punch, which is tropical fruit juices and mango puree, which we got with that meal, and it was so good.
It was so good, but we did make the joke, everything at Disney is a little more expensive than normal, which is fine, but I don't know, it was maybe $7, $8, $9 or something for a little glass of this juice, and we were drinking it, and I'm like, this is really good, but watch, it's probably from like
Tropicana or something.
Tropicana tub of it in the back that they're just pouring into cups. I don't know.
It was in a nice glass cup. And again, I have to say, it paired very well with the chicken dish. It was really good.
Yes.
I loved it.
You're talking like wine. Like it paired very well with the fried chicken.
One thing I wanted to mention, which I didn't talk to you about because we didn't discuss the list prior, that's not on the menu.
They took it off?
I looked on, I had to like deep dive for that drink. 'Cause I'm like,
Really?
it had mango puree, everything. It's not on Disney's menu as of like their app
No
as of
way.
yesterday. So I don't know if that's just, I'm not seeing it.
Tropicana stopped making it.
Oh, stop.
I'm just
No.
kidding. That stinks.
Yeah. So next up after lunch, we're going to do some shopping. We're going to go over to Main Street, look through the stores. We may get some merch, some pins, some mugs. We love doing that. I have to mention Main Street is so much different in Disney World than it is in California.
How
It's
so?
just like the stores are designed differently. They're wide.
Yeah.
They're not as crammed. I mean, again, obviously the Main Street feel in Disney World, it feels like they're larger buildings and the whole thing. But
Yeah.
there's something,
Different time period, I think.
yes, they're just decorated differently inside.
Yeah. And they
So-
plan for bigger crowds. So they,
Right.
That's nice.
Which I appreciate because Disneyland is crazy, which
Little
we've
cramped.
talked about that before.
yeah.
The Main Street shops are crazy. So after we do that, I've always wanted to go into Memento Mori. It's like this little shop next to the
Yes.
Haunted Mansion. We've never been in that, so I would love to go there. And then, of course, the Winnie the Pooh and Friends shop. I love it. Everyone's like,
You
okay, we
love
get
that
it.
area.
Yes. So now our food has digested. We've spent some money. We've shopped around. Now I need a treat. And let me tell you, we are going to get a Dole Whip.
I knew it. So we did not share these lists with each other before this, but we did share like the format, right? So we talked about the same things. And right when the treat thing was mentioned, I said, Caitlyn's getting that Dole Whip.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, this is one of my favorite memories ever in Disney World. Caleb and I went and got the pineapple and vanilla swirl Dole Whip.
Best.
The best Dole Whip I've ever had.
Yes.
I would do anything for Disneyland to bring it over because it's so good. For those who are Walt Disney World goers all the time, go get it. It's so good.
And you're spoiled. You don't know what you have because what I appreciate about it is that you've got this like tangy, sweet thing with the pineapple, and then you've got something to like
But with vanilla.
mellow it out, right? Cream it up.
It's creamy and like a weird, it's so
It's
good.
really good because we only have like fruit and fruit mixes, and it's great, but it's all tart and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just different.
Yeah. So we went and got, I forgot what the stand was called that we got it from, but it's right next to.
Aloha Isle.
Okay. Aloha Isle, and it's right next to Aladdin's. Is it Magic Carpet?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So it was fun. I remember just sitting out there with you, sharing the Dole Whip, watching
Melting.
that ride.
Yeah.
It was very hot when we went. But one of the main things that I loved was the camel on the Aladdin ride would like shoot out water at
Spit
people.
water, yeah.
And it was so fun to watch.
It was.
So it's just little things like that.
Yeah.
So I just loved it. It was like really, it was a core memory. Okay, next up, we are going to have some dinner because what is a perfect day at Disney without Disney food?
All right,
We're
let's
stacking
hear
it
it.
up. We are going to go to dinner, and then quick backstory. Our first trip to Disney World, Caleb was going to take me. I've always wanted to go to Tony's Town Square because they have gluten-free chicken parmesan, pasta. We ended up not being able to go, and I remember being so bummed because I think that was when we were having some dietary issues. We couldn't eat the food there
Yeah.
or something. So I want to go to Tony's Town Square this time, but
No, I'm gonna dive actually into some why we couldn't go there.
oh, okay, I'll leave it for
In
you
my-
then.
in my
Okay,
section,
perfect. Okay, so specifically, I wanted to order, it's the penne with chicken al forno, which is roasted chicken, caramelized onions, mushrooms baked with spicy, creamy tomato sauce topped with mozzarella.
Yum.
It looks absolutely delicious.
Okay, and if for people that don't know Caitlyn, which is most, I guess, but she loves Italian food. You love Italian food.
I
So
do.
anytime there's an Italian restaurant, we're going there. Like Caitlin's already wanting to plan our dinner when we're in Vancouver before the Alaskan cruise. And she's like, okay, there's this Italian
Pasta.
restaurant, there's this pasta restaurant. So this doesn't surprise me, but again, I think this is our amateurness of Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
The East Coast folk do not, Tony's Town Square restaurant, whatever, does not get a good rap.
They don't. And the reason why I mentioned them, because I was looking at all the dining locations, I was going to select the Be Our Guest, but I did not like their dinner menu.
Okay.
I don't know why. It just didn't look very appetizing, especially with gluten-free options. They didn't have a ton, at least not that we would like.
Got it.
So at Tony's, they have a ton. They have chicken parmesan. They have pasta for you. There's bread service, like all of these different things that normally you can have.
Sure.
So I'm like, this is great. And that dish looked absolutely amazing.
Yep.
So next up after dinner, we're going to head over to a ride. The sun has set. It's dark. The lights are on Main Street, all over the park. We are heading over to Splash Mountain.
All right. And in it with Splash Mountain. So again, I think everyone knows this, but the differences between ours and theirs is ours is single, right? Rider or something. So single file in the log.
In the California one.
Yeah. And then in Disney World, it's side by side, and they have restraints, which is lame.
But I do love being able to sit next to you on Splash Mountain. It's so much fun, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a unique experience. So Caleb and I, if for those who haven't heard the past trip reports to Disneyland, we love doing Splash Mountain at night. It's our favorite thing to do. We do it before park closing. It's so much fun because you don't care about if you get soaked. It's just a great time. There's usually no line. You can ride it back to back. So I thought, why not end the day at Magic Kingdom on Splash Mountain as well?
It's a good plan.
So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to close out the night. And we are not going to watch the fireworks at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
We are going to go back to our balcony room at the Contemporary and watch the fireworks on our balcony.
Whoa, what a twist. I like that idea.
And because I heard that they play the music for the the fireworks show through your room.
Do they really?
Or on the TV. You can do something where you can get the music.
That would not surprise me.
Yeah.
I know for sure there's a viewing area at the hotel where they pipe it in on the roof and stuff, but I don't know. Yeah.
One of those.
I think you're right, though, because I think we watched a Tracker video, Tim Tracker.
Yeah, and I think they were playing the music.
Yeah, I think they're playing the music in the room.
Yeah, it's always been a dream of mine, especially seeing people watch fireworks from their balcony. We've never been able to do that because, again, we haven't stayed at the Disneyland Hotel or the Grand Californian when that's been happening.
Yeah.
So being able to see that from the Contemporary, that would just be a dream. I would love that.
That'd be sweet, especially if I'm paying like $800 a night. I'm watching the fireworks from my room. I like that plan.
Yeah. So that's my perfect day at Magic Kingdom.
Caitlin, that sounds like an awesome day.
Thank you. I'm
I like
excited
it.
to hear yours, though.
Solid day. Are you ready for mine?
I'm ready.
Here we go. We are going to be waking up on our perfect Magic Kingdom day at the Beach Club Resort.
Oh.
So
okay.
everyone talks about Yacht and Beach Club and stuff. I love the Beach Club vibe and like the I don't know. It's just really pretty to me. So we're going to be waking up there, and I know the East Coast people are going to be like, why? You're going to Magic Kingdom, bro. I think the only way to get there from Beach Club is by bus. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I know you picked the one that is on the monorail track, and that probably makes more sense.
Okay.
But I'm taking the bus because I'm an everyday man. I don't mind the bus. I don't mind taking the bus and doing it that way. So we're going to be waking up at Beach Club. We're going to take the bus over to Magic Kingdom, and that is where we're going to get our day started. So we're going to walk in the park. We're going straight to Starbucks to get some coffee in our system because, again, a little reminder for us West Coast people visiting the great land of Orlando with Disney World, we're 3 hours behind you guys, and so waking up in the morning is miserable.
It's pretty hard, especially on day like 2 or 3.
Oh
it's
my
a little
gosh,
rough.
it catches up to you. So I know for sure I'm going straight to get some coffee in my system, so I'm a human person, a human being, and not a total grump. So we're going to get some coffee. While we're drinking our coffee, we're walking to our breakfast reservation at Be Our Guest.
Okay.
So I've heard this place is like overpriced and like for what you get, I heard it's not fantastic. But this is the kind of kicker, and we don't have this kind of option over here. It's only $29 a person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So really quick, when I looked at Be Our Guest for breakfast, it wasn't showing me that option.
So you know what? I think it might not be back since the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
So it usually is there.
Okay, because I was trying to go there for our breakfast, perfect day, and I didn't see it. And
So I might have cheated. It might not be available right now.
That's okay.
But
Perfect day.
they have, let me tell you why I picked this, and I got really excited. I'm getting eggs, bacon, the whole stuff, right? Normal stuff. They have a sweet bread from that Erin McKenna's bakery from Disney Springs that they serve in the park.
Oh, so
and it's like
gluten-free.
this sweet cinnamon, gluten-free bread.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I got super excited. I'll pay $50 a person. I'm trying that bread.
That sounds delicious. I've always wanted to try the gray stuff. I've never had that.
Yeah, and you can get that here for breakfast, which would be weird.
Hey,
but
why not?
Whatever.
It's like a donut,
One in
right?
Rome. So that is what you're doing. I even have a note in here saying calories do not count on your perfect Magic Kingdom
No,
day.
they don't. They don't count any time in Disneyland or
Okay.
Disney World.
I'm just going to load up on sugar in the morning with my coffee and sweet bread, and that is how we're going to start our perfect Magic Kingdom day. Attractions. So I just listed off a list of attractions I'd want to ride in order by priority, and we'll sprinkle them in throughout the day. I'm not going to tell you exactly what time I'm riding them because that's boring, but here is the list of rides I'd like to ride during my perfect MK day, and it's a lot, so we definitely need Genie Plus.
Okay.
We're definitely
I
buying
see.
it.
I totally forgot about Genie Plus.
It's okay. Most
Right.
people do. First off, first ride I want to do is Haunted Mansion.
I knew you were going to do Haunted Mansion.
It's so good.
Okay, Haunted Mansion in Magic Kingdom.
Don't ask me that.
You have to answer it.
I'm going to have to go with Disneyland.
Ooh.
It's hard, but
I know. I agree.
yeah, but no, you don't. You said earlier.
No, I agree that it's hard.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought you said I agree. with-
think Magic Kingdoms is
Okay. It's a house divided, Caitlin.
But again, it's really hard for me though because Disneyland does the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay, which is my favorite.
So it looks like you picked the wrong.
It depends on the day.
Coast. Okay.
Yep.
So right now it's East Coast. Second up, I've got Seven Dwarves Mine Train.
Okay.
Even though the ride's about 45 seconds long and the line is 45 hours,
Exactly.
it's fun. It is a really good ride. So we're heading over there and doing that second. Third, Jungle Cruise.
Yay.
Fantastic ride. Again, I'd argue theirs is probably better than ours because
Totally
of that
agree.
cave edition. Number 4, I'm going on Winnie the Pooh because that is I just smacked my headphones off my head. I was so excited. I just had to punch myself in the face. Number 4, we're doing Winnie the Pooh because that's your favorite ride.
I love Winnie the Pooh.
And it is so fun. Again, even though it replaced their Mr. Toads, I'm going to forgive it and ride it. Anyways,
And it's so much different than Disneyland's.
it is. So what's the difference again? We're on hives. They're in honey pots, right?
Yes, so they're in
Okay.
honey pots and they're basically going through the story of Winnie the Pooh. So there's pages
Ooh,
of like
that's
the
right.
actual story.
That's
Ours
right.
is totally different.
Totally different.
So
Yeah. Both solid rides though. Number 5, we're doing Big Thunder. What? Big Thunder Ranch Railroad? Wait,
Big Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder.
Big Thunder Ranch?
I wrote Big Thunder Ranch. So we wrote this episode at Starbucks, and I must have been hungry or something, thinking of some ranch.
Okay.
Okay, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Good grief, Disney fan I am. So we're riding Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Mother.
Okay. Number 6. This is going to be a twist, and Caitlin's going to be like, boring. I'm doing the Hall of Presidents because I've never done it, and it looks fun.
Speaking of the Hall of Presidents, you have some input to share
Oh my gosh.
from our
Okay,
listeners.
I've been corrected. Mm-hmm. It has been proven. So okay, yes. All right, sorry. Really quick detour. So we talked about, I think last week, about how we went to, or a couple weeks ago, we did a trip report, and we talked about going to Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln and watching that show. I told you that it's kind of a weird show and stuff,
Yeah.
and you said, I remember as a little girl I wrote it, or watched it, and there was a point where you felt like you were getting your hair cut.
Yes.
And I called you like that. There's no way.
Caleb proceeded to tell me that I was nuts. And I said on here to all of you lovely friends that listen to us,
Okay.
hey, if anyone remembers that, please let us know.
Okay. But hold on. There were conflicting reports. Some people said, you're right. No, that never happened. And then the other half said that was totally a thing. So Caitlin, why don't you read one of the examples? So this is Sent from Disneyland over on Instagram. And they said, just finished listening to your August 15th trip report episode. Yes, there was a time you put on headphones and it sounded and felt like you were getting your haircut during Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
What did I tell you?
One of many examples. We had a few people message us. So I was very wrong. Again, this is not Hall of Presidents, but it's related to that with Mr. Lincoln himself. So we're doing Hall of Presidents. Number 7, we're doing Splash Mountain. Because, again, that experience, the East Coast experience, is a little different than ours.
Okay.
Number 8, we're doing Ariel's Undersea Adventure. Not only, the ride is a carbon copy of ours, but their queue is
amazing.
worlds better than ours. Light years better.
And I like how you get to interact with the little, are they like little crabs?
They're, I don't know, like
And you
little...
like point at them and
Yeah.
then they can't take the treasure or
Yeah,
something?
I will admit, Disney World, you guys have queues down. I think you guys plan for longer waits and stuff, and so there's a lot of interactivity. We don't have that, not so much. Number 9, we're doing Space Mountain, and I'm not a giant fan of this attraction, only because I get a little motion sick, but the reason I want to ride Disney World's version is because it's so different than ours. I don't remember it that well.
And I've never been on that one.
Okay, we have to do that. Okay, next time we go out there, we're doing Space Mountain.
Okay. And the People Mover.
And the People Mover. Number 10, my final one, is Pirates of the Caribbean. And I picked this only because I want to laugh at it again.
I'm so
Caitlin
sorry.
was so disappointed when we got off that ride.
I am a huge Pirates fan over on the West Coast. The Disney World one is terrible.
It's pretty bad.
The queue
They're
is
missing
cool.
half the ride.
I like the queue, but you can't have Pirates at the Blue Bayou, and
I know.
it's so different.
The banjo scene.
Yeah.
They kind of just they throw you right in the cave.
And I'm not entirely I'm not a big fan of the layout on the outside. Like when you enter the ride, how it's kind of like
Just a weird plaza
hers
looking
is-
thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I get it. No, but again, East Coast folk, if you have not ridden the West Coast Pirates of the Caribbean, you are missing out.
It's
and
amazing.
It is amazing. Okay, that is enough for attractions. So that's we're gonna ride those all throughout the day, and but we're gonna eat some lunch. And this option this pick might confuse you. We're gonna go to Pinocchio Village House, and let me tell you why. We went there during our first trip to Walt Disney World together, and it was actually when Caitlyn was dealing with I'm talking about why we couldn't go to Tony's Town Square restaurant. Caitlyn was dealing with a gallbladder issue, and you actually had to have it removed when we got home. So we were like in the emergency room 2 days before we left for our trip. This was a Disney World / Disney cruise trip. So this was a big week-long, lots of resources invested in this thing, lots of excitement.
Yeah.
And you, poor thing, had to take you to the ER because of some pain stuff. And they were like, oh, you have gallstones. And I said, okay, so we leave for vacation in 2 days. Should I cancel? Does she need surgery? She said, no, just follow a bland diet for the next week.
And we're talking clean. Nothing acidic, nothing
It was
fatty,
boring.
nothing sugary, nothing artificial, nothing. Because every time I would eat those types of foods,
You have an attack.
I would have like an attack and I'd get super sick. So
poor Caitlyn, was it her first trip to
Yeah,
Disney
my
World?
first trip.
Our first Disney cruise, our first trip to Disney World. Poor Caitlyn had to be on this super restrictive diet.
It was worth
so, yeah, you had fun.
And there is plenty of options.
Yes, you loved your options. So Caitlyn ate this little kids meal turkey sandwich with like fish bread. She looked like a little girl.
Wait, hold on. It wasn't fish bread. It was bread shaped as a fish.
Yes, it was not made with
Everyone's
cod.
like, ew.
Yes. So we sat right next to the windows that overlooked It's a Small World, and I just want to recreate that.
Oh,
But maybe you can get something else.
I love that memory. I would totally get that sandwich again.
You loved your
It
sandwiches.
was so good.
Okay, so we're doing that for lunch. We're going to follow it up with some shopping, and I picked the same exact stores as you did. So we're going to Memento Mori just because we've never stepped foot in there. The one trip we noticed it was our last trip, and we wanted to go in. It was packed wall to wall with people, and it was during COVID. So we were a little nervous to do it, so we skipped out on it. We'd love to do it again. 100 Acre Goods is actually what the Winnie the Pooh store is called.
I love that one.
So we're going to go try that out. And for a treat, so our mid-afternoon snack treat thing, we're going to Aloha Isle. I agree.
You have to.
We're going to get the pineapple vanilla swirl just because we don't have that over here, and it is so flipping good. Now, I have a curveball. I cheated a little bit and added a second treat that we do later that night, and that is beaches and cream over back at the resort.
Oh, that's the one with those crazy big desserts, right?
Yes, so it's like $50, but it's for like 10 people or something stupid. So
Is
they
it
have
called like the kitchen sink?
something like that.
Okay.
So they've got a bunch of wacky, crazy stuff, but it looks like a cool old 50s, like, I don't know, malt shop.
Yeah.
And it looks like a lot of fun. So
Sounds
we're doing
fun
that.
to me. I've always seen pictures on Instagram of everybody eating there, and it looks great.
And I think you need to get like reservations well in advance. It's very popular.
Okay.
So we're doing that. For dinner, this shouldn't be much of a surprise, but we're heading over to Skipper's Canteen.
Ooh,
So we kind of flipped this. You did lunch.
I almost did dinner.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice change.
Right?
I love that.
It'd be fun. And actually, I took a screenshot of the same exact thing you did that tastes like chicken because it is. And yeah, we're just ordering that again because it was so good. We're ending the night, and your idea was so good, but we're going to end it and be with all the people, shoulder to shoulder on Main Street, watching Disney Enchantment, their new fireworks show, but with the added Walt intro because that is coming out soon, or it might be out already. But I'm excited to see that whole Walt thing.
It looks great, especially with just the new imagery that they put
Yeah,
up
the
on the
projections,
castle.
yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
Looks really cool. So that is the end of my perfect Magic Kingdom day. Both sound great to me.
I did have one honorable mention that I did want to talk about.
Share it.
I wanted to go to Disney Springs for dinner, but I'm like, well, that's not Magic Kingdom, so I kind of kept it off the list. If we could go to Magic Springs, if we could go to Disney Springs, I would go to Deluxe Burger.
Oh, you love Deluxe Burger.
They have the best burgers, and they have gluten-free buns for Caleb. Let me tell you.
Our garlic ranch.
Speaking of ranch, you reminded me when you talked
Big
about
Thunder
it earlier.
Ranch.
They have the best ranch I have ever had in my entire life. It's like super, super thick, cold garlic ranch. It is
You
so
loved it.
good.
So we ate it after a very long flight over there, and we landed like at 7. So it was well past dinner time, and we rushed over to this burger place, and you fell in love.
It was amazing.
Yes.
I've thought about it every day since.
Very, very good. That sounds fun.
I loved your day, by the way.
Thank you. I loved
so
yours.
Good.
We should do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to Disney
We'll plan
World.
it. We'll plan it. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us over on Instagram at Market House Podcast and Twitter at Market House Pod. If you're not following us over on both those things, do that because you're missing out. Make sure to follow us there for pictures and just keeping up with all those things. Share it with your friends if they like pictures of the parks.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We have a ton of upcoming Disney trips.
We have a lot.
I'm so excited.
It's overwhelming, but fun.
It's going to be great.
Overwhelming. Consider leaving a review on Apple Podcast and or Spotify. That would be a great help. Again, we'd appreciate that very much. Join us next week for another episode of Market House. Thanks so much for hanging in there.
Bye.